What's up everybody, this is Master Ian Gamer. We just got a brand new Overwatch 2 hero balance patch featuring nerfs for Orisa, Sojourn, Kiriko, and kind of a nerf for Roadhog? Let's jump right on in, starting off with the tank heroes. First up for Orisa, her Fortify health bonus has been reduced from 125 to 75. So now whenever she uses Fortify, she just will gain 50 less health, thus giving her much less sustain during the usage of Fortify, and overall, that seems like a decent direction to push her in. Will this solve her unkillable status that we see currently? Maybe. If I'm being honest, health nerfs are often in practice a lot more impactful than they sound on paper. So this is one where I think it's good that Blizzard went for what sounds like a pretty minor change for the time being. Will this be enough to put her more in line with other tank heroes? We'll have to wait and see, but it's a nice little start. We'll see how it plays out, and hopefully if it's not enough, then Blizzard will go ahead and give her more changes, but for now, cool, seems pretty good. Moving on to Roadhog, Chain Hook, impact damage reduced from 30 to 5, and the enemy final position distance from Roadhog after being pulled has been increased from 3 to 4 meters. Now, that's interesting, but let's also take a look at the scrap gun changes. Damage per pellet reduced from 6.6 to 6, recovery time reduced from 0.85 to 0.8 seconds, reload time reduced from 2 to 1.75 seconds, and maximum ammo increased from 5 to 6. And that's all the changes Roadhog got in this patch. Now, first off, before I start talking about these changes, I am under the impression that this is not the Roadhog mini rework that Blizzard has announced previously. From my understanding, this is just a slight balance change for Hog, and we're actually going to be getting that mini rework sometime later down the line. So just to clear up any confusion surrounding that, because at first I too was rather put off by the changes listed here. But looking at what they are for the time being, I'm not convinced these are entirely a nerf. Certainly, it seems that his one-shot hook combo has been nerfed a little bit. He's not dealing as much damage with the hook itself and isn't pulling people as close into himself when using chain hook, so it'll thus make it harder to follow up with just a one-shot that instantly kills squishies. But at the same time, he's getting some decent scrap gun buffs on top of that. His ammo count has been increased, reload time has been reduced, and the recovery time is reduced as well, thus meaning that even if each shot does a bit less damage, he can still dish out more shots more often, which typically is going to be a good thing for Roadhog because it's often hard to hit a shot in the first place, assuming of course it's not part of his hook combo. So to that end, I'm very eager to play around with this new Roadhog. Definitely the chain hook nerf will make it harder for him to one-shot people, although the fact that he pulls people 4 meters away from himself instead of 3 means that, in a sense, this might make it easier for him to get environmental kills with the chain hook because he himself doesn't need to be standing as close to the edge, but still, interesting little changes, not really what I was expecting or hoping for in terms of the mini rework, but again, apparently that's something that's going to be coming later down the line, and these are just sort of, for the time being, changes for Roadhog. Moving on from tank heroes though, next up we have Sojourn. Railgun energy gain is no longer based on damage done by primary fire. Each primary fire hit against an enemy player now grants 5 energy, and primary fire damage per projectile reduced from 10 to 9. Yep, those are some big nerfs right there. Definitely gonna change how she functions as a hero. I'll be honest, at this point it kind of feels like Blizzard is just spinning wheels when it comes to Sojourn. Like, do any of these changes actually make a difference? Is this gonna make her any less frustrating to play against? No, I genuinely can't imagine it will, but it's something, I guess. Again, this is a situation where I'm eager to see how it actually plays out, if there's any noticeable difference whatsoever between this and the previous iteration of Sojourn, because at least looking at it on paper, I'm not convinced it's gonna feel any different. Moving on to the final hero though who got changes in today's patch, we have Kiriko. Healing Ofuda, recovery time increased from 0.85 to 1 second. Yes, that means that she'll be able to throw out her little healing receipts slightly less frequently, thus meaning less healing output, which to me feels like a bit of an unnecessary nerf, but at the same time one that I don't really have an issue with. Kiriko has reached a point where she feels a bit heal body a lot of the times, so seeing her get a slight reduction in her healing just by having less healing output in this sort of way, I think I'm fine with it. Give players more reason to focus on throwing out the kunai instead of just being purely a heal bot. Yeah, that works for me. So these have been the extent of the changes in today's balance patch. Overall, pretty minimal. Not as extensive as I was expecting them to be. Again, Roadhog rework, or mini rework, is supposedly coming a bit later down the line. We don't know when exactly. Considering how long it's taken them to rework Brigitte's ultimate, it could be years from now. But anyways, we have the changes we have today. Definitely let me know your thoughts on these in the comments down below. Do you think these are good changes for the heroes who get affected by them? Or do you think they're just so minimal that nothing is gonna change at all? Either way, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe, follow me on Twitter, hit up that bell icon, and come join my Discord server to hang out and never miss any future Overwatch 2 news and content. Special thanks to my YouTube channel members who help make these videos possible, and if you'd like to join them to earn some cool rewards, then just hit that join button down below. Otherwise, this is Master Ian Gamer signing off, and until next time, have a great day.